Good morning, children. Hope you all are safe and good. So take care of yourself and please write all the question answers and read the chapter nicely. Okay. So now, children, this is the part 2, chapter number 2, and the name of the chapter is Elements, Compounds and Mixture. So in my last video, I have explained you what are elements. Okay, what are elements, how many elements are there. I have shown you the first 20. You all know now first about the first 20 elements, from hydrogen to calcium. Now today I will explain you what are molecules. So here you can see there are first 20 elements of periodic table I am showing you. Okay, so now, so here three terms are written. First one is atom. So it is a helium. Helium, as you know, helium is an element which is which has the atomic number 2. Second number is of after hydrogen, helium will come. So helium contains helium atoms. Okay, like hydrogen contain hydrogen atom, oxygen contain oxygen atom, carbon contain carbon atom, calcium contain calcium one atom, sodium contains sodium atom. Like this, helium also contain helium atom. Okay, so when the atoms of the similar element combine together, they will form a molecule. So as you can see, two hydrogen, one hydrogen and one hydrogen, both are having same atom of hydrogen, so they will combine together and they will form a molecule. So molecule are basically a combination of, what are molecule? Molecule are basically a combination of similar atoms of the same kind or same element, as I said. Okay, now what is compound? Compound, as you can see here, is they are showing water, H2O. Okay, so it compound is formed by different atoms of different elements. Okay, so now today we will talk about molecules. Okay, so molecules, they combine together with other atoms of the same kind, or as I said, same elements to form a molecule. Okay, so in my last video also I have shown you this picture. So here you can see hydrogen is hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, phosphorus and sulfur. Few elements are given, but they are, we will not say they are elements, but they always exist in a molecular form. Okay, why? Because you know, atoms of most the element are incapable of independent existence, means they are unstable. I have explained you in my last video also, they are unstable, they cannot. So that's why for stability they are just making bond with other elements and form molecules and exist in the form of molecules. So here you can see. Okay, now hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, as you can say, they all are having double, they are combined with the double element. Okay, that's why it is written 2 2 2 2 2. Okay, in the case of phosphorus it is written P4. So you can see 4 atoms. When when phosphorus combine with 4 atoms of phosphorus or other 3 phosphorus element, okay, of same kind, then only it will become stable. SH, so sulfur, for stability sulfur needs bond of a other 7, or you can say A8 sulfur atom. Okay, now so these numbers are also called as subscript. Okay, so symbol, it is a symbol. So always remember that third point, you can see a molecule of element is represented as a chemical formula. So here the chemical formula of hydrogen is H2, nitrogen is N2, oxygen is O2, fluorine is F2, chlorine is Cl2, bromine is Br2, iodine is I2, phosphorus is P4 and sulfur is SH. So these are the chemical formula for molecule. Okay, now it consists of a symbol of element followed by a numeral. Numeral means numbers. Okay, so that's why it is called as subscript. So numeral as a subscript. Okay, and this subscript is showing how many numbers are attached with this hydrogen molecule or phosphorus or sulfur. So like suppose I am not showing you this picture, only I am writing P4 on a paper. So you will easily understand, okay, ma'am has written the P4, it means phosphorus is the attached with the other 3 or 4 phosphorus are there, you can see. Okay, like S8 also. So you will easily understand by looking S8 that there are 8 sulfur element or atoms, like this. For O2 we always write O2 means there are 2 oxygen atoms combined together forming a molecule. Understood, children? So it is very easy. So this numeral, this subscript is showing atomicity of molecule also. So second point I have written, what is atomicity? The number of atoms present in a molecule of an element. Remember molecule word. Okay, so the number of atoms. So in case of oxygen, how many numbers are there? 2. In case of phosphorus, how many are there? 4. In case of chlorine, how many are there? 2. In case of sulfur, how many are there? 8. In case of iodine, how many are there? 2. Now bromine, 2. Hydrogen, nitrogen, fluorine, 2. So these 2, 4 and 8 are showing the atomicity. So 4 is the atomicity of phosphorus, 8 is the atomicity of sulfur, 2 is the atomicity of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, very simple. Now then last point is the numeral means number, represent the number of atoms present in a molecule as I told you and its atomicity. So remember the definition of molecule, when they combine together with other atoms of same kind to form a molecule, and it is atomicity, the number of atoms that is present in the molecule of an atom. Now I hope you understand. Now the molecule of atom is classified as monoatomic, diatomic and triatomic, tetraatomic, polyatomic based on the number of element they combine. Okay, so means here H2, 2 is given, so means they all are diatomic. Okay, 4 are given, means they are polyatomic, you can say polyatomic, you can say tetra. Okay, 8 is octa. Now so mono means, always remember mono means 1, mono means 1. Remember children, I am again telling you that mono means 1. So as you can see here, in helium, lithium and krypton, these are noble gases. These gases, they do not have any number. You can see there it is written simply He, Li, Kr. No number is there, no subscript is there, means they are monoatomic. Only single or one atom is there. Now di means 2. Remember di means 2. So as you know, hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine, they are having 2 atoms combined together. Okay, now poly means many or more than 2. So as you can say, means in case of triatomic, tetraatomic, polyatomic, more than 3 atoms, they will form a polyatomic molecule. So water is made up of, this is a compound and it is made up of, so but it is a 3 atoms are there, 2 of hydrogen and 1 is of oxygen, that's why it comes under polyatomic. Here P4 I have already explained you, it is also a polyatomic. So remember, based on the type of element, it is classified into monoatomic, diatomic and polyatomic. Now elements are further classified into 2 categories. First one is of metals and second one is of non-metals. So here first but exceptions are everywhere. So here first point is, metals are generally solids. They are generally solids, or you can say they are generally hard, except mercury and gallium. Okay, mercury, you know that mercury is liquid metal. Okay, that's why we can easily use mercury into a thermometer. Okay, it can rises when temperature will be high. And non-metals are found in all the states. All the state means it can be found in the solid state, liquid state or gaseous state. Now metals are heavy, they have very high density, okay, except sodium, potassium and magnesium, they are not heavy. But non-metals are generally light in weight. Mostly non-metals are gases. As I told you in the first point that they are hard and non-brittle, okay, but exception are sodium, potassium and lead, which are soft. Now solid non-metals are hard but brittle. Brittle means they can break down, okay. Now they are good conductor of heat and electricity except lead. So they are good conductor of heat and electricity. They heat and electricity can easily pass from one end to the another end, except lead. Lead we are using in pencil also, okay. Now but non-metals are bad conductor. They do not conduct heat either or electricity except graphite. So a few non-metal exceptions and few metal exceptions are there. They are ductile. Ductile means we can easily drawn or stretched these metals into wire forms, okay, and we can, when we will beat the metal, we can make a sheets also. So for we are using copper wires, we are using aluminum wires, we are using that gold sheets, aluminum sheets. So they are ductile and malleable, okay. Now non-metals are neither ductile nor malleable. We cannot drawn out or stretched out wire, or we cannot make a sheets. Malleable means sheets through it. Next point is they are highly melting point. I have melting point and boiling point is very high, but their melting point and boiling point are very low. They are sonorous. Sonorous means they produce a sound. Metals, okay, when we will beating a struck it, they will produce a sound and they will ring, okay. When we will ring it, they will produce a sound, but non-metals do not produce sound, so they are non-sonorous. They are generally, metals are generally, last point is metals are generally lustrous. Lustrous means they have shine, okay. Metals are having shine and they can be polished, okay. So we have the silver, we have the gold, we can see the aluminum, they all have shine. And but the non-metals are non-lustrous, they do not have shine and they cannot be polished, okay. So these are the difference between metals and non-metals. So children, thank you. So read the chapter in a homework and remember that luster means shine and malleability is a property, or malleable means it is a property of a matter. When we will beat it, we can change that metal into iron sheet, okay. Ductile is a property, ductility, or you can say ductility is a property through which we can